Hello and welcome to the course in Biblical Hebrew. Um, it's a pleasure to offer this course to you, hopefully as a help for you in learning the Hebrew language. And the course is designed to help you get to be able to read Biblical Hebrew in the matter of 13 weeks if you work at it. And it's designed to be taught with the help of a teacher, so that these are grammatical lessons of you to listen to again and again, in order to that you really grasp the content. And then there are exercises in the accompanying manual to help you practice what you learn in these lessons. Now, a teacher or tutor would be very helpful for you to help you correct your exercises, get the correct answers, explain things for you, and so on. Now, Biblical Hebrew is also called Classical Hebrew. It's the earliest phase that we know of the Hebrew language, and it's Hebrew was the language of ancient Palestine and the Israelites there, and Judahites and so on. The Hebrew Bible was not written at one go. It was written in subsequent stages. The texts kept growing. We're not quite sure when the first texts are written. And apart from the Bible, we have very few sort of ancient Hebrew texts. A couple of inscriptions, a little bit on potsherds and so on. And then, of course, slightly later than the Bible, at least most of the Bible, we have the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are a very, very interesting source of Hebrew language. Around 200 CE, Hebrew died out as a spoken language, and was only revived in the last 100 or 200 years. First as a purely literary language, and then later in the 20th century as a spoken language again. Now, this course will teach you all the basics, all the important features of Hebrew grammar. So you can rest assured that everything that we and I will present for you here, and in the exercises, is the exercise manual. That is parts of Hebrew grammar that's really important. I'm afraid that we won't be giving you information that you that you can forget. Of course, you'll grasp and take the Hebrew grammar in gradually as you go along, and you should know that really we've stripped this course down to the bare essentials needed for learning Hebrew, and you will be able after these 13 weeks to read Hebrew with the help of resources such as a dictionary and a grammar, and also online. There are some great resources like BibleHub.com, for instance. It has lots of free information related to the biblical Hebrew texts. Now, let's look at the alphabet. So, please have a look at the accompanying manual, the Hebrew exercises, and the alphabet chart there, which gives you the 23 Hebrew consonants in different writing styles. The one you should focus on here is the printed version, which is the second column to the from the left. And the alphabet here is again, as I said, it's the Aramaic alphabet, and it derives from the Phoenician older alphabet. This alphabet was brought by the Phoenicians to Greece, and became the inspiration to the Greek alphabet, which in turn became the inspiration for the Latin alphabet. So so there is a genetic correlation between these letters and the letters of and the Latin alphabet. And you can, if you know if you by any chance know the names of the Greek letters, you'll recognize them. You'll recognize many of the Hebrew equivalents. And if nothing else, at least the alpha and beta, the two first letters of the Greek alphabet, gave rise to the term alphabet. And in Hebrew, the first two letters are called Alef and Bet. Alef meaning probably bull, and the original A, capital A. You can see in the Latin capital A, the horns of the bull are pointing downwards, but it is actually originally a picture of a bull, and so on. Now, this first letter Aleph is actually what we call a glottal stop, and it's what you can hear when you make a stop between two vowels. Like for instance, Yael. Instead, you can say Yael, right? If you say Yael, the two vowels create a diphthong where there's no stop in between Yael. But if you say Yael, right? Yael, there's a stop between. Or Baal, in Baal, our pronunciation, Baal, of an old Canaanite deity, which was pronounced slightly differently at that time. But never mind. This is just to give you the sense of this sound, Baal, and so on. The next consonant of the alphabet is Bet, which is a regular B, and without a dot, this letter is actually pronounced as a V, as a regular V sound. Well, at least in modern Hebrew, the pronunciation that I suggest for Hebrew is which is used in modern Hebrew. We're not precisely sure how Hebrew was pronounced in ancient times. So the best thing to do is to choose one example of the pronunciation of the alphabet and stick to that. So I stick to and will teach you the modern Hebrew pronunciation of the alphabet, which is also more than one. There are more than one way of pronouncing modern Hebrew. Okay, so Bet which is a B or V, depending on the presence of a dot or not. Gimel, which is a regular G. Dalet, which is a regular D. He, which is a regular H sound, H sound. Vav, which is originally a wow, but today pronounced as a V, just like the Bet without a dot. Then there's Zain. Zain is a voiced S. So just like Z, as in zoo. Chet is just like German Ach, and well, originally it was pronounced more like probably more like he, as in the Arabic. That sound is still found in Arabic. Even more originally, it was this consonant was actually pronounced in two different ways, he and che. But anyways, for now you can just say che. The next letter is in modern Hebrew usually pronounced as a regular T. In ancient times it was more like a t, like what we call an emphatic T, and this is not used in today's pronunciation. So next letter is a yud, which is a y sound, regular y sound, as in English Y, and then we have kaf, which is a regular K when it has a dot in it, and a ch when there's no dot, just like the chet, precisely like the chet letter, when there's no dot in it. This letter, along with 4 other letters, can be written in 2 ways. You can see it there in the alphabet chart. One way is when it's in the middle or in the beginning of a word, and another way is at the end of words. At the end of words, one of the lines sort of drop down below below the line of writing. The next letter is lamed, which is a regular L. Then there is the mem, regular M, and that's also written in two ways depending on if it's the middle beginning or if it's in the end. Nun is a regular nun, another one of the letters written in two different ways. Samech is a regular S. Then there's ayin, which is pronounced by many people, at least in Israel, as an Alef. And originally it was more like an ayin. So people of Arabic, people who know Arabic or have Arabic as mother tongue will pronounce this letter in a more original way, ayin, as a stronger guttural consonant. But it's quite alright for you to say ah, so just say ah, just like the Alef. That's quite common in Israel. So there is now the letter P, which with a dot is pronounced as a P, and without a dot is pronounced as a regular F, and also written in two different ways depending on where in the word it stands. Just like this, the next letter, which is called Tzade, and in modern Israel it's pronounced as a TS, tz. Originally it was more like a th, what we call an emphatic S, but for you simply use the TS, that's fine. Then Kof, which was originally pronounced as a Q in the back of the throat, but now is pronounced as a K, a regular K sound, just like the Kaf with a dot. Then there is the Resh, which is pronounced either as a front of the tongue R, or as a back of the tongue R. Now you can choose what you like. Since my mother tongue is Danish, I tend to use the R that's found in Danish name R. So there is Sin, which is pronounced just like the letter Samech as a regular S. Shin, which is a sh sound as in chef, and then Tav, which is a regular T. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Thank you.